tip it. Bryant with the save.
Oh, you're going to get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Hello and welcome to Rate Sports. This video I'm going to be breaking down the Spurs vs Lakers game, but first make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more NBA content. Now let's get right into this video. Alright, to start off, Anthony Davis was pretty aggressive early on. He got a couple offensive rebounds and a steal that sort of led to some early nice momentum for the Lakers. Now, another thing I noticed out the gate, LeBron James was playing aggressive, pushing the basketball whenever he had a chance to. Now, unfortunately, the Lakers was not able to hit on these open shots. Anthony Davis being one of them, only shooting 1 for 5. Starting the game 1 for 5, I should say. However, Lakers killed the Spurs on offensive rebounds in that first quarter early on. Then Kuzma came in. His first play was throwing it out of bounds, but he made up for his second play. He hit a mid-range jumper, but then he had another bad turnover. Now, Kuzma was pretty 50-50 this game. It felt like once he did something good, he ended up doing something negative that would hurt the team. By the end of that first quarter, though, the Lakers was down by 6, shooting 34% to the Spurs 55%, and the Spurs had 2 more threes made. As this game progressed, it seemed like DeMar DeRozan just couldn't miss a 3. He was pretty much money all night from there. That's not something you expect from DeMar DeRozan. LeBron James in that second quarter continued that aggression he had in that first quarter, but this time it was less of a passive standpoint, and he was taking his open shots and attacking the paint, drawing fouls, going to the free throw line. Then at one point, LeBron got a turnover, and then there was a 3-on-1 fast break, Morris being the only one back. Morris then slowed down this defense, and Kuzma got a nice chase down block. But another negative that the Lakers had early on was just a lot of unforced turnovers, a lot of bad turnovers. They were just throwing the ball away. They were just misreading plays. They just wasn't playing cohesive at all early on. Going to the second half, the Lakers came out really aggressive, and it was nice to see. Caldwell Pope scored 8 straight for the Lakers. But it still was like a back and forth game this whole time, even though the Lakers were starting to force more turnovers. But it just seemed like the Spurs were just making a lot of tough threes with hands in their face. A lot of these times, Anthony Davis was putting a hand up. He was well contesting it, but he was still hitting these shots. Caldwell Pope goes down this game, hurts his ankle. Update after the game is he is fine. X-rays are negative. But this was obviously meant Lakers was one man down for the remainder of this game. Luckily for the Lakers, Davis started stroking it. After starting this game off 1 for 5, he really found his rhythm, and he really found his shot, got his feet under him, and it really showed this game. Davis started hitting threes. He started hitting a size-up momentum 3. He was hitting mid-ranges. He was hitting fades. He was getting a little tip-ins around the rim. Now, going on to the fourth quarter was pretty much like the rest of the game. It was pretty much back and forth. No one could really break away and get that big lead. Now, LeBron in that fourth quarter is really struggling with his jump shot. He was missing a lot of shots, and it seemed like he was settling for shots instead of that aggressive play he was playing with before, attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line. At least that's how it was for the first half of that fourth quarter. The game, like I said, just was pretty much going back and forth. And then Davis started hitting some big shots for the Lakers. He started making some big plays. LeBron was getting aggressive, going to the paint. Davis, there was a play where LeBron went to the paint, missed it. Davis got a tip, missed that tip. He went up again, tried to get the rebound, then ended up getting tipped out, and it was Lakers' ball. So it was this sort of play, this sort of energy that really led to the Lakers winning this game. It's like they were just hustling more. They wanted it more in certain times. While at other certain times in the game, yeah, it definitely did not look that way. But they definitely closed this one out strong. The Lakers would win this game by 6 points, and the key to that, I think, was the rebounding. The Lakers out-rebounded the Spurs by 13 in total, and on the offensive rebounds, they out-rebounded them by 8. These second chance points played key for the Lakers. That extra hustle played key for the Lakers. And those early turnovers that the Lakers had before were pretty much just nulled because they was able to force the same amount of turnovers by the end of this game. And despite shooting a couple percent less than the Spurs did from the field, the Lakers shot 16 more shots than the Spurs. And that's going to be tough to beat. When a team takes 16 more shots than you. The Lakers did, however, take 1 less 3, making 1 more, having 14 to the Spurs' 13 threes. Lakers also had 27 assists to the Spurs' 23. And if you're wondering where those extra shots came from, because like I said, the Lakers only had 8 more offensive rebounds. So those other things came from the steals. Now, the Lakers and the Spurs had the same amount of turnovers, but the Lakers managed to get 8 steals to the Spurs 3. Those extra 5 steals led to easy transition points, easy transition opportunities for the Lakers. Now, that's where I'm going to leave it with this video, with this breakdown on the Lakers versus Spurs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more NBA content, and I will see you tomorrow.
Artest looking, gets it to Bryant. Bryant dribbling, has to put it up with the buzzer. Banks it in! He banks in the three! And the Lakers win the game!